GM, welcome to the weekly crypto recap. My name is Josh Gordon. Let's dive into this week's news in Web3 and crypto. We're going to talk about Robinhood announcing a new wallet. Generative art is back. We had a crazy drop by Tyler Hobbs. And lastly, let's talk about the real value of NFTs with some interesting analytics. Let's dive in. With story number one, let's talk about Robinhood and their release of their non-custodial wallet this week. So Robinhood finally rolled out the beta version of its non-custodial crypto wallet to 10,000 customers that were on the waitlist. So it's going to be launched exclusively on Polygon, which is a popular layer 2 blockchain. It is faster to use and cheaper to use. And Unstoppable Domains also supports Polygon, so we're big Polygon fans over here. Over time, Robinhood does plan to build out multi-chain support for the wallet beyond just Polygon. So if you weren't one of the 10,000 people who got access to this off the waitlist, they do plan to roll out the non-custodial wallet to 1 million plus users who signed up for access sometime before the end of 2022. One thing that's really notable about this release is that Robinhood said it won't charge wallet users for network or gas fees for transactions. And that really differentiates it from other competing wallets, non-custodial wallets like MetaMask or Coinbase wallet. When I was reading a blog post, one thing stood out to me, and it's when they said it is an important step in lowering the friction for users to get started doing on-chain things, and that's eliminating gas fees. So the fact that they're going to pay for gas fees makes this wallet pretty enticing for users who might be making a lot of on-chain transactions. Maybe you're minting NFTs, sending crypto to your friends. That is a big differentiator and one worth checking out because it's going to save you money in the long run. With story number two, let's talk about some generative art. So it's been a while since we've seen some really good NFT art that's been something to be excited about. So Tyler Hobbs, the creator of Fidenza, which is a super popular art blocks project, which many consider to be a grail NFT to have in your vault, well, he released his next project called QQL. So QQL is a generative art experiment, and they released 999 mint passes that each pass grants the holder 1 mint from this collection. Something really cool about this is that regardless of if you have a pass or not, you can go in and play with the algorithm. You can generate an unlimited amount of outputs from the algorithm, and if you're a mint pass holder, can then choose, do I want to mint that specific one? So each output's a prompt, it's a possibility, and the minter gets to decide if that's the one they want to immortalize as an NFT. So with this project, collectors also become curators. And I think this decision is pretty interesting because Tyler's able to be a little bit more loose with his algorithm. When you're creating a project where the minter can choose which output they're going to use to create as an NFT, the algorithm can have more of a range of outputs versus if a project has every single output become an NFT, the creator is more strict about which outputs are made because you don't want any duds in the collection. So there's no time limit on when the mint passes expire, so it's going to be cool to see how people make thousands and thousands of renderings until they find one that they choose to mint. So far, there's been over 1 million outputs created to date, and it's only been released for a couple days. So to see some of the top outputs and some interesting commentary, check out this thread that we have here. It's going to be linked below in the description. A IMDC investor who's a well-known generative art collector listed some of his top favorite outputs from the last couple days, and some of them are really beautiful. A really important thing to note with this project too is that the minter is included in the secondary royalties. So every time a piece is sold on secondary market, they get 2% of the royalties, which shows how the minter is an important part of the creation process and makes this project pretty unique too. Secondary market mint passes are sitting at 22 ETH right now, so unless you're really ballin', it's an expensive project to get into, but definitely worth noting to see that, we saw a high volume for this project, it's sold out, and people really enjoy it. So if you're an artist and you're still making high quality art or generative art, there's a market and there's a community for you. Story number three, I want to talk about the real value of NFTs. And this story actually came to me from the Milk Road newsletter and some research that they put together that I want to share with you all. So oftentimes when we're talking about NFTs, we talk about the floor price. What's the cheapest NFT in a collection? But what they did some research and they found that the floor price isn't actually a true representation of the cheapest NFT in that collection or what you could pay to get in. So the Milk Road asked NFT analyst Kofi, K-O-F-I, and this is what they shared. So the real floor is the lowest price where the sales are actually taking place, not what is listed as the floor price of a collection where you can just click buy now. So they did some research and they looked at Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example. And in this collection, the real floor consistently remained about 14% lower than the listing floor. So if you are seeing an NFT that you want to buy, it's on the floor, maybe this means go put in a bid for 10 to 14, 15% lower than that floor listing, and the seller might just accept it if they're in need of liquidity or something like that. And it's interesting because this trend actually is seen in other popular collections too. With the Cool Cats collection, the real floor is 17% below the listing floor. And for Moonbirds, the real floor sits also at 14% below the listing floor. It's interesting to see this analysis because oftentimes as a collector and investor myself, I'm thinking, okay, if I buy this, this is potentially what I could sell it for right now at the floor. But you got to keep in mind that the real floor might actually be significantly lower. I want to highlight how we're making crypto simpler with OKC. So we just launched a new integration with OKC, which is on the OKX Chain. It's EVM compatible and backed by OKX, which is the world's largest crypto exchange by trading volume. OKX wallet users can now send and receive token assets for more than 20 public chains using their human readable wallet address like Sandy.crypto, Josh.nft, and this just helps introduce a whole new community to the UD fam, and again, provides some great utility for unstoppable domains. With the community member of the week, I have to give a huge shout out to Don't Get Dashed with 7,000 unstoppable NFT domains. What a crazy milestone. We gifted you 7,000.x this week as a thank you for your continued support and as a member of the UD fam. 7,000 is a wild number. Man, you have a great collection. I'm sure there's so many grails in there. I'm glad to see you're collecting and investing. With the Web3 Project of the week, I got to give a shout out to Christie's. Now, Christie's made a lot of news about a year ago when we were doing some of these big CryptoPunk sales and other NFT sales at auction houses, at well-regarded art auction houses. And this week they announced auctions to be carried out on the Ethereum blockchain from start to finish. So all transactions, including post-sale, will automatically be recorded on the blockchain. So I think this is just a great step in the right direction for how NFT art sales should be done at auction houses. And it's cool to see Christie's just has such a reputation about them really integrate the technology in this way. That's it for the week. That's the weekly crypto recap. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something and found some of these news stories to be really insightful. For me personally, I really liked the Tyler Hobbs story. It's just good to see generative art back in the news and that level of creativity and art back in the NFT space. So with that, I'll see you online. I'll see you in the metaverse. I'll catch you on Twitter. Peace out.